Welcome to The Explainer. Japan is famous for having one of the longest living populations on Earth. But what if their secret isn't some complex diet or just, genetic luck? What if it's much simpler? Today, we are unlocking Japan's longevity blueprint, a set of simple, science-backed habits you can start using literally right away. So first, let's get some perspective on this. Almost a third of Japan's population is over 65. That makes it the world's first officially super-aged society. Now, you could see this as a crisis, but a better way to look at it is as a massive, real-world laboratory for healthy aging. Because here's the thing, in Japan, it's not just about living for a long time, it's about living well for a long time. And this idea is perfectly captured in this amazing phrase, pin pin korori. It's this cultural ideal of being healthy and energetic right up until the very end. So really, what is their secret? Well, the puzzle isn't just about tacking more years on dear life. It's about adding more life to your years. In the scientific world, they call this extending your health span. That's the time you spend in good health, free from all the chronic diseases and disabilities that can show up. And this is a really key difference in how we think about fitness. In the West, we're often focused on intense, high-impact gym sessions, right? We're trying to hit peak performance. But the Japanese model is totally different. It's all about maintaining the basic, fundamental ability to walk, to stand, and to get yourself up off the floor well into your 90s and even beyond. Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. The secret here is not some magic pill or a super grueling workout plan. It's what researchers are starting to call a movement ecosystem. And what that really means is a series of simple, low-effort habits that just seamlessly blend into your daily life. All right, let's kick things off with habit number 1. It's something we all think we know how to do, walking. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge difference between just casually strolling to hit that 10,000 step goal and the specific scientific method that has been proven to actually move the needle on your health. So on one side, you've got that popular goal of 10,000 steps, which honestly is often pretty ineffective. And on the other side, you have what's called Japanese interval walking training, or IWT. The absolute key here is changing up the intensity, because that's what really challenges your body and forces it to adapt and get stronger. And check this out. Here's the actual data from Shinshu University that shows why this is such a big deal. I mean, look at these numbers. While moderate walking pretty much just keeps you where you are, interval walking creates these huge gains. We're talking a 9 to 22% increase in cardiovascular fitness, a 13 to 17% jump in thigh muscle strength, and real measurable improvements in bone density. Seriously, these are not small adjustments. These are major upgrades to your body. So how do you actually do it? It's almost laughably simple. 3 minutes of walking fast, then 3 minutes of walking slow. You repeat that cycle 5 times. And that's it. 30 minutes is all it takes to transform a normal walk into this incredibly powerful tool against aging. Okay, so if interval walking takes care of your heart health, our next habit zeroes in on bone density and balance. And this might be the single most time-efficient, powerful exercise you have never heard of, the flamingo stand. I know, that sounds completely impossible, right? Like, no way. But when we're talking specifically about the physical force needed to build up bone density in your hip, the science actually says, yep, it's absolutely possible. And just to be clear, this isn't some quirky folk remedy. It's a formal medical therapy. It's called dynamic flamingo therapy, and it was specifically designed by Japanese researchers as a really practical way to fight osteoporosis and prevent those awful hip fractures, especially in older people. So how in the world does this work? Well, there's a principle that says bones get stronger when you put them under stress. So when you stand on one leg, the force on your hip bone actually multiplies to almost 3 times your body weight. That stress acts like a powerful signal that tells your bones, hey, time to get dense. And why does this matter so much? Well, the stakes are incredibly high. Studies from all over the world have found that if you can't stand on one leg for just 10 seconds, you have an 84% higher risk of dying from any cause in the next 10 years. It's a shockingly simple test of your body's overall health. All right, so we've covered cardio with walking and bone density with the flamingo stand. The final piece of this puzzle is all about something we lose without even realizing it, our functional mobility. And this isn't an exercise in the way we usually think about it. It's all about how you sit, and maybe even more importantly, how you get up. I want you to just pause and think about that for a second. Every single time you get up off the floor, you're doing a full body functional exercise. It's basically a squat, a lunge, and a core workout all rolled into one beautiful movement. And it's repeated dozens of times every single day. You see, traditional ways of sitting, like Seiza, which is kneeling, and Agra, which is sitting cross-legged, they naturally keep a whole range of motion in your hips, your knees, and your ankles. It's flexibility that people who sit in chairs all the time, well, we often lose it completely as we get older. But the real magic happens in that simple transition from sitting to standing. And this isn't just a nice idea, there is hard science to back it up. A huge study developed what's called the sit-to-rise test. It directly links your ability to get up from the floor without using your hands for support to how long you're likely to live. And the results are just stark. People who struggle have a 5 to 6 times higher risk of death. So when you start to put all three of these habits together, the interval walking, the flamingo stand, and life on the floor, you start to see that it's not just a random collection of exercises. No, it's a whole system for keeping your heart healthy, your bones strong, and your body mobile. But the real glue that holds it all together isn't the movement itself, it's the mindset behind it. It's about seeing movement not as a workout, but as a form of daily hygiene. It's really the philosophy of Kaizen, this idea of continuous improvement. These habits aren't short-term fitness kicks, They are small, sustainable daily acts of physical upkeep that, when you compound them over a lifetime, produce these absolutely extraordinary results. Ultimately, what the Japanese blueprint really teaches us is that longevity isn't built with these punishing, hour-long workouts at the gym. It's forged quietly, consistently, in all the small moments of your day. So the question really isn't, do you have time for the gym? It's how are you using all the little moments in between? So what's the one small change you can build into your life, starting today?